What's up, y'all? I am your girl, Candy, and I have Brian with me.
Hi.
The Brian Show on Instagram. And we are about to speak on it. Well, hello there. Hello, everyone. I am your girl, Candy, and I'm about to speak on it. Speak on it. Is that how you was directing the choir and doing all that?
Pretty much, yes.
So, you guys, if you have not watched Candy and the Gang yet, you are depriving yourself of this treat, honey. This is a whole treat right here.
La 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 la.
How has life been since the show, being on the show? Well, wait. How do I even begin? Do we start right now? Do we start? Well, we gotta start. How does it feel being on the show now? Now that it's live on Bravo.
Ty and I wanted to have another meeting with the staff, get everybody together.
Well, you know, it was a journey, like we talked about.
Yeah.
4 years, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand.
I don't know. It's been a journey and a knee.
And then we can talk about some of these things that need to be worked on.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, 4 years. When
Yes.
Todd first came to me, I went to, Go Shades, the breakfast bar.
Uh-huh.
And I had got sent home early from work because I was late. And we went there, and then Todd, he was sitting at the bar. He called me over, and he was like, hey, we thinking about doing the show. And, you're one of the people we thought about doing it, whatever. And I was like, heck yeah, I want to do it. And so here we are 4 years later. It's been definitely a journey.
Yes.
Ups, downs, and all the way around, but we finally made it here. I started at OG when everything was in boxes. When we opened that first week, the lines were around the corner.
Yes, but you were with us at Old Lady Gang when we first began.
When everything was in boxes, when we didn't even have the downstairs. When we opened that first week, the lines were around the corner. And we just had the upstairs, and we was open from 5 to 10. Mm-hmm. Okay, and even in that time, we was making some money. And the lines was, oh my goodness.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Talk about a soft open.
Yeah, we thought it was
Wasn't
a soft
nothing
open.
soft about it.
It was nothing soft. Like our kitchen when they used to be tore up in there because it was so many people. Oh yeah, check out the cup. Hold the cup up for the people. This is Paul.
And Torrin, he got the tug one.
Well, hello there, Brian and Candy, and I got the other one.
Hey, Todd, how you doing? We about to cut up, Candy. Hey, Torrin.
Brian.
Hey.
Okay, so let me say this. Okay, so Brian. Now, yes, it took a long time to get to where we are now with the show or whatever. But a lot of people, well, what I didn't know, like, we've been there together at the restaurant, and I didn't know that you and Torrin had crossed the line.
Lord help us.
That may be true.
So, me and Torrin will always flirt at work. I'm a Virgo, he a Scorpio. It's like the perfect match. Mm-hmm. And we would always flirt at work and stuff. One day I was he was close with my cousin, Edonis.
Okay.
She worked there as a server.
Uh-huh.
And I was at her apartment, and he lived in the same apartment building.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, well, call Torrin over. So she called him over. He came over, and we was all, clicking and clacking and all that kind of stuff. And her girlfriend ended up coming over.
Uh-huh.
So Torrin was like, well, let's go to my spot. So
Whoa.
So we walked on over, me and his 3 legs, and we got to his place, and but we didn't go all the way. Tug and pull means foreplay.
Right, no, I get it.
Yeah, so, but, no, it was too big. We tugged and pulled, but we didn't dig, okay? We could hold the shovel.
You said you could hold the shovel. Hilarious.
Yes.
Okay, so let's, before we go too deep into the show, let's
Okay.
find out a little bit more about you, Brian.
Okay.
Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
My name is Brian. I'll be 37 in September. My birthday is September 3rd. I am a Virgo. Mm-hmm. Beyonce September 4th. I taught her everything she knows.
Where are you from originally?
Oh, Los Angeles, California. Mm-hmm. South Central, whatever you want to call it. Washington, La Brea, Manchester, and Crenshaw.
So what brought you to Atlanta?
Honestly, okay, so when I was 20, I was doing Artists International and with Stormy Wellington and all them, and they were all out of Miami and Atlanta. And I remember just at 20, remember the hustle of Atlanta. Of course, growing up, watching you. It's so crazy, by the way. Somebody pinch me now. But, growing up, I was like, okay, at 20, I was like, the hustle out there is so good, and it's black, and it's just, excellence. And, during that time, they was calling it the Black Beverly Hills.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay.
What was it, BBH? And so I was like, okay then. So I had never been here, but I always felt a pull here. Mm-hmm. So at 30, for my 30th birthday, I was and mind you, I was working in insurance sales for AAA.
I cannot imagine you in insurance sales.
Yeah, I mean, I still was dressed to the nines.
Okay.
But I always wore the vest. I never wore the jacket. I wore the vest. Always a colorful tie. I had to dress it up some kind of way. Mm-hmm. I was making about $13,000 a month. It was commission only.
Ooh,
yeah,
so people they always loved you, Brian.
And that's the thing. Like, I had sales skills. I would go to seminars and stuff, but I learned that as soon as you make somebody laugh, they give you their credit card. So I would sit at my desk. I would come into work. I was always like an hour late, and the queue would be like Brian. So I started taking everybody quickly. I moved fast though, and I would meet my quota before the day is up, and I'd be leaving early. So I was coming late and leaving early.
Oh,
even like the regional, she would have to call the manager and be like, Brian works less than 40 hours a week, but he's like top 3. What is he doing?
Right.
But I took care of my business. For my 30th birthday, I said I'm going to Atlanta for 2 weeks for my birthday. So I came here, fell in love. Went back home 2 months later in November. I got my affairs in order. I ain't gonna tell you all I did. I had a little bit of savings. And I packed my car up and drove straight here, me and my best friend. And I flew him out the next day when we got here.
Okay.
And the rest, I probably went here. I got an apartment the first 3 months. And then came to y'all. I was working at a barbecue spot.
Wait.
I'll go on.
Wait, so you came to Old Lady Gang shortly after you got here?
Like a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, year and a half.
So you weren't even in Atlanta that long?
No.
Oh.
So what I was doing was, I'm at a barbecue spot. And my friend, he got me the job there. So I was working about 6 days a week. I was bartending and serving there. And it was called Bees Crackling Barbecue. So he comes up to me, we chatting and stuff at work. He said, Old Lady Gang is hiring. Y'all put the flyer out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. Because I had heard about it, of course, on Housewives of Atlanta. And so he's like, okay, well, let's go tomorrow. I said, let's go. And we picked the time at 1 o'clock. So I had it set. I had to be at work at 3 though. So I said, okay, let's go at 1 so we get to work on time. I go, get dressed, whatever. I'm leaving for work. And I stopped by there about 1 o'clock. On my way, here's the crazy part. Because he told me about it. He was like, oh, I can't make it. But you go ahead and just let me know, what happens. And I'm like, all right. So 1 o'clock, I pull up in my Uber. And I get out. Don Juan opens the door for me. Now, I remember he had a red long sleeve shirt on. And I walk in, Todd is sitting right there, and Jayon, the old chef, was sitting there.
Oh, Chef
And
Jay.
so they just questioned me, like, where you going? Todd me with all the questions. And I was like, yeah, I work off of exit 13, off of Bolton, and it's at the barbecue spot. And they was like, Todd asked me that question about 7, 8, 9 times. Like, I don't know what he was fishing for. I told him, and then Don Juan interviewed me. Tom, the old GM, the white guy.
Yeah.
He came and he interviewed me after. He was like, oh, well, we'll call you in like 2 weeks or, something like that. And I was like, well, I don't know if I got it. So anyway, I left, went to work. This is like 20 minutes later. And 20 minutes later, Tom called me and was like, okay, you're like one of the last ones we're hiring, but we're going ahead and pull you on.
Oh, okay.
And that Monday, we started orientation with Don Juan, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Isn't that crazy how you just came to work with us and to just work at the restaurant?
Yeah.
But did you know that move was going to bring you to this point to be on television on Bravo yourself?
I had no idea.
What time? She ain't gonna get here right away. She'll be here in another 2 hours.
What's crazy is God always has given me dreams my entire life. So, like, what's happening now is not surprising to me. It's something I've dreamed of my entire life, if that makes sense. Because I was supposed to be on a reality show in L.A. before this one. It was called Ladies of Compton.
You was gonna be a lady?
No. So it was all ladies, but the producer of it, Tootie Atkins, she had saw me at a party. And she was like, you have to be. Yeah. She was like, we got to get you in there somehow. And so we struggled with that for like 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And it never
came together.
We would go to places and film, kind of how we did, and do this, do that, do that. We had a big old Easter party and had cameras everywhere, but it just never like hit.
See, okay, so this is
You
a
don't
lesson, you know. So I tell people all the time, like we have this conversation about, you know, you can't never give up on the dream that you have. You never know; it may not come the way that you thought you was gonna happen in the beginning, but it always comes together if you just keep at it, right? Now, here's another thing, and now you're not a friend of the show. Now you are the show.
What she saying? I didn't hear. I'm an 8. What are you?
So listen, speaking of somebody him being the show. So I guess, you know, during the pandemic, it was a lot going on or whatever. So at first he was supposed to be with us, but then he came back at it like you ain't want to do it no more.
Right.
Yeah. He was talking about, yeah, you know, I need to have my own show. I just need to have a show about myself.
It was not quite like that, Candy. Let me make it very, very plain. So, through the entire process, they kept saying, and mind you, I guess it kind of came out on the second episode, that I struggled with drugs and alcohol really, really bad. Well, during that time, my mental was all messed up. Let me just say that. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you have friends that are also on TV and do stuff. You know, I went to school with Kyla Pratt and Elle Varner. And it's like, you know, people start talking, put stuff in your head. And like, oh, you know, reality TV, you know, and Wendy Williams always talked about it. So I got...
It's a stepping stone.
I'm not going to even lie. I was terrified of the process.
Really?
I was terrified. Yeah. Brian gets scared. And I was just like, I didn't know how I was going to be looking and all that kind of stuff. And during that time, mentally, I was just not, like, back yet. I was coming off everything, but it takes time for your body and chemicals to get back up into place. I'm just being honest. Everybody knows what I've been through within the last 18 months. And so, throwing me back there, you don't really know my state of mind. Yeah, so, you know, I definitely, you know, fought out of fear.
It's all good. It's all good. And he told me that. I was like, oh, excuse me.
Well, back to that. So they kept saying, Brian, you're a huge part of the show. And so I was kind of like taking a jab and like, well, I'm such a huge part. Then give me my own show then. It was like that. Y'all keep saying I'm a huge part. What does that mean? Coming back to OG is definitely like coming back home. A dysfunctional home, yes.
So you just said, fuck everybody else, give me my own show. Is that what you said?
But a home that is familiar and a home that I love.
He came back and was like, you know what? I thought about it. I changed my mind. And, you know, I really want to be a part. At that point, I was like, now you want to come back. Brian was everybody's favorite bartender.
He always brings good energy.
You know, I had talked to somebody as in production as well, like probably right after. She was just like, Brian, like, bitch, like, what are you doing? I don't think so. And I kind of explained a lot of background stuff to me about how it works and all that kind of stuff. She was like, you know, they can't show nothing you ain't giving. They ain't forcing you to say nothing. They're not forcing you to do nothing. All you giving is what you giving. She was like, at the end of the day, you the one really in control no matter how they edit it. If you didn't say it, they can't make you say it.
Right, basically.
Basically. And so she kind of brought me back mentally, and I was just like, all right, so that's when I called you, and I called Down White, and I called Lorraine, and I called...
he was calling everybody trying to change
on the phone like Aretha Franklin, like...
So, either way, I'm glad that everything came back around because you are definitely a major part of the show.
Thank you.
And everybody's loving you. My friend, Nita, who does my nails, she in the other room, she was like, child, we call him Little Richie, honey.
I've gotten that.
And then you came up in here with all these sparkles. I was like, I guess you just shining, honey. Down. You shine. You came in giving doggone Little Richie for real today. More like Liberace, honey. Is this just who you are, or is this something like you said, okay, I'm going to make an image? Like, what?
This is who I am. I'm definitely androgynous. You know, I get bored easy. So if I dress the way I express myself. If I'm feeling a certain way that day, that's how I'm going to look. You know, tomorrow I may be in a wife beater and some Timbs. You never know.
Right.
But I just like to have fun. I don't like to be caught up in a box, if that makes sense. I get bored really quickly. And so it's just like, you know, I entertain myself.
Clearly. And everybody else.
It's going to be a 5-hour wait.
So, okay, here's another thing that a lot of people have talked about. The fact that we do, on our show, and in our, you know, group of people or whatever, we do have, you know, I say a fair number of the cast is gay or not non-binary or not stuck in a box, basically live how they want to live. Let's put it that way. So everybody don't like labels.
We're definitely free.
Yeah, free.
But you're free.
Yes, I'm free too. So with that being said, what do you think about that? Because I saw some people in the comments was like, wow, they have some men that are openly gay on the show. What did you think about it?
For me personally, because I've always lived my life out and open, I never thought it was a thing to be openly gay. It's just I am what I am, you know. But I thought it was dope because I've gotten a lot of DMs.
They've been sliding your DMs. What?
Dropping, jumping in, and like, but I've gotten some real nice ones. Like, oh, it's finally nice to see somebody like me on TV, like on a major scale.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, I never really thought about it like that. I really didn't.
It is important to representation matters,
yes.
as we know. And so, I just think that is, something that we should acknowledge. Not that we didn't plan it that way.
We really did.
We really do work together.
We really do work together.
We really do work together. It wasn't like, oh, we casted this person. It's like we did meet at the restaurant, and then some of us are truly blood related. So it is what it is. And everybody is a friend group, and everybody do get along, and it's no judgment zone at Old Lady Gang. So we come through.
My first book gonna be called "Thank God for the Wait," because the wait was good on all parts. Now even Torrin said the same thing. He was like, we all wasn't ready. Even Chandrika, she was like, we was not ready for this.
I mean, I guess we wasn't ready, but I mean that first week of taping that we did back then was good.
Yeah.
Now, here's another thing. There are some people who we thought was going to be with us from that time that are not with us. And I'm like, dang, because some of them I thought was going to be good. And I'm not even talking about people that I'm talking about people that actually worked at the restaurant. Here's the thing. Some people left the restaurant during the pandemic. Yeah. And so.
Including me.
Yeah, you did too. Luckily. We let your ass back. No, we went through a lot during the pandemic or whatever.
We really did.
It was going horrible. Haywire. The management just kept switching out.
And bless her heart, your cousin Kim. Bless her heart.
I love OLG. Ain't no way in the world I'd have walked away from you. But I just couldn't keep being beat up on.
That's Kiki's mama.
All right. Yeah, she told me.
But, okay, so let's go back to you and the cast. So you have got Torrin popping as well.
Okay.
Because you just put his business out there in the street.
My God,
and now he said everybody's sliding in his DMs too.
I know, he needs to start OnlyFans.
I just told him that.
That's the only place that thing can fit. The World Wide Web.
It's like that.
It's dumb. And he was talking about sit on it. I was like, sit on what? I don't think so. Better get out of my face, honey. We going to bed. It's time to go to bed.
And it's so funny when you know somebody, but you don't really know their personal life or their physical capabilities.
Right.
And you shocked the world with that one.
He gonna kill me.
No, I mean, hey, I'm
it's
sure
already out there.
Yeah, it's already out there. Torrin is a nice person, so I guess it's safe to say that
you
think he's a good person. Okay, so what do you think about Dominique?
Dom is always late. It's past midnight, and she strolls in like a show pony. I love me some Dom. She's a Virgo too. She's September 3rd.
Yeah.
No, she's September 2nd. I'm the 3rd. She is she's a dancer. She's phenomenal. We both love God. Be having our gospel music blasting.
Yes.
And we just be seeing eye to eye. We just see eye to eye, and like she's dope.
So what's your relationship with Chandrika?
Chandrika, me and her have definitely gotten close within the last year and a half. She comes by the house. June likes to go skating a lot. People don't know that.
Her boo.
He skates 2-3 days a week. So when he goes skating, she come to my house, or we go out or something, do something simple up the street or something like that.
I moved out here about 4 years ago.
Me and her, we cool. That's my girl.
Okay. So how are you and Philip getting along?
Much better.
And the manager right there.
How you doing? Much better.
How's it going?
Philip.
Philip.
It's Brian.
Much better. We had a little thing, a little altercation, whatever, but it's been good since then.
Okay.
I guess I checked them good. Hey.
I can't terminate you. I've been in your shoes before, and I've never acted out of
You ain't
character.
never been in my shoes. I'm an 8.
Especially
what
when
are
it
you?
comes to this.
He cashed that check at Walmart, $3.
So you and Philip, at first it was kind of tough between y'all. I mean, as we see in the episode.
Right.
You guys wasn't seeing eye to eye in the beginning.
well, I can't see eye to eye with somebody I don't know. And so him just coming in, you know, even though I had been gone, it's like family to me. It's been still 5 years. You know, you connect the dots, you know. But I just felt like he's making all these changes like other managers have, and he'll be gone in 2 weeks. You know, and I'm just like, well, you know, why are you doing all this?
Okay, well, let me say this outside of the show. Now, before, like I said, during the pandemic, we was having a lot of issues. But you was one of the main people calling me, telling me, Candy, we got to do something about this. Everybody's just going wild, doing what they want to do. You told me we need to get a better management. We need more management. You said that.
But I didn't know his skill.
Okay.
I didn't know what he was bringing to the table.
Okay.
You know, like, you know, I look at like the small things, the things of humanity, because I'm a big people person. And so, like, I remember I came back, it was my first day back, and he's running, what is it, pre-shift. He's talking, doing this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Normally that's where you have your announcements, you do all your stuff like that. He never, like, hey, welcome Brian back, yada, 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 introduce to the new people, nothing like that. And we literally walked by each other for at least an hour, hour and a half, and he never said a word. So I took it upon myself, went up to him. Hi, I'm Brian. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. It just.
So you didn't like the start. Okay.
Yeah, and then, you know, of course people be talking. They already had said certain things about him to me.
So do you
that
think
just
that
added the icing on the cake for me.
Okay,
like,
so do you think like you already felt the way because of what your friends had already told you about?
Well, no, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. However, when that kind of happened, just him being just kind of standoff and like, I don't know, it just kind of in my mind proved him right.
Maybe the bone structure. I don't know.
Right. Okay. Right.
Because I'm going to go to you, hi, welcome back, or welcome, it's your first time, hi everybody, this is Candy, she's new to the team, or she came back, or whatever.
Well, I mean, he was fairly new at that time, to be fair. He wasn't like he had been there for a long time when you had came.
He know how to talk.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to give him a little grace, you know what I mean?
No, but I love Philip now.
Yes.
But, yeah, he's definitely has done a lot of great things and brought a lot of structure, which is what we really needed, to be honest.
We needed that structure. if y'all think we a mess now, you just don't know.
Child.
Child, it
was
got
a
mess. It was a whole mess. Brandon, how did you feel about Brandon when you first got there?
Okay, so when I when I came back after we had shut down for COVID, Brandon had just came.
Let's have a good, productive day, a stress-free day.
AD was over everything then. And he had brought Brandon in. And, you know, Brandon was cool, but he did act. He was hosting every day. I was like, you a manager, why you hosting every day? He was sitting there about every day. He was at the host stand the whole time. I'm just sitting next to you, Brandon, and he. And so then he started becoming more managerial, but by that time, that's when I had walked out.
No.
Don't walk out on your job.
Walk with me.
But this is different type of stress.
Okay.
Brandon, when I came back, I just felt like Philip had brought extra structure, so Brandon was a different Brandon to me.
Okay.
And I was just like, I can't sit at the bar. I'm not even drinking. I'm not eating anything. We're just sitting. Me and Charlotte was just talking, and he came up. Yeah, Brian, you came to the bar, and I looked at him like, okay, anyway, Charlotte, what I was saying, you know, I just kind of blew him off. Like,
right.
He wasn't the manager to me. Any normal day, I'm sitting at a table or the bar like I used to.
Right,
in my mind, I'm like, I've been here. You be gone in a minute. Like, you know, I'm sorry. I'm just made different.
Oh gosh. So how do you feel about Brandon now?
I feel that Brandon, what can I say? It's kind of like twofold. It's like on one extreme, he'll pull, like, for instance, the drink machine out and sweep all the gunk and all the stuff from behind that and clean that, whatever. But then the next hour, he'll just be kicking it in the office. And then he'll get up again and start putting away all the liquor and putting away all the bottles and putting everything out. So you're saying he
have moments when he wants to
be like, exactly. So he kind of goes in and out. He's great at what he does. When he does it is the problem or the issue.
Oh.
You know, I ain't stepping on nobody's toes. But, I mean, a lot of times, OG, especially when I'm there or Chandrika, anybody, it kind of runs on autopilot because we know what to do when to do it. You know, we got to get back there and cut some parsley up, make some eggs, fry some chicken. We know how to do that. At least I do.
Yeah.
If we got to sit somebody, if Chandrika ain't there.
Oh, my curls came out cute. I'm always late to work.
We know how to do that.
Okay, so we're going to move right along.
Okay.
Now, with, Patrick and Melvin, You cool with them, right?
Of course. Yeah, that's my boys.
Yeah, you better not say no wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I still hit like a man.
Right? So, and then the other person, you mentioned Shardo. You and Shardo used to be roommates. Are y'all still roommates?
Okay, so he moved in for like 2 months.
I do not think Chandrika is a good host. She has a piercing in her neck.
Oh, so y'all was only roommates for 2 months.
No, he stayed with me. I don't have roommates. He stayed with me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's a difference.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, so does he still stay with you?
No.
Oh, okay. So how did he end up staying with you?
What ended up happening? He just needed a place. He was kind of, I guess, getting into it with his other roommate where he was staying. They just wasn't seeing eye to eye, and he just needed a place to stay for a little while. And I was like, well, I got 2 guest rooms that I don't even use. I don't even go to that side of the house. Okay. And so he moved into that one, and it was cool.
Did y'all date?
No, we didn't date. We tugged and pulled once.
La 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 la.
Do you be tugging and pulling with everybody? It's all good. No, but this is one thing that I do. I used to always crack up with you at the restaurant. This is way before we had.
Oh my God, I know what you're about to say.
Oh my God, y'all. It was something about Brian at the bar when he was a bartender. People loved you. It would be men some men that I knew dated women that I had knew. You'd be sitting at the bar waiting on you to get off. I was like, what are you doing in your conversation that had people just waiting for you at the bar?
I mean, talking like we talking right now. And they just be like, hey, what you doing after this? I don't know. You paying? And we would go and we would have a ball.
Well, yeah, but I mean, no, it's just something about your personality that draws people to you.
It's crazy.
I don't know what it is.
Like they say that, I've been saying that since I was little, and I honestly do not know what it is. I don't try to be nothing. I just be me, and they just love it and just are drawn.
Right. Now, okay, I want to talk on something that's a little emotional. Okay, so we talked about it should you talk about it in an episode?
Yes.
Okay, you at some point started using drugs and alcohol. Okay. Now, at what point were you working at the restaurant when you started?
Yes.
So you weren't using drugs before we met you? So what? Don't do that. She trying to make it seem like we made you. We didn't do that.
No.
So how did that come about?
When they say birds of a feather flock together, let's just say that rings very, very true in life. I'm not gonna put no names out.
No, I don't want you telling me.
Yeah, they, how can I say this? It was around me, basically. It was around me.
Okay.
And I was like, in the party mood, let's try it. Because, to be honest, I drink like a normal person before the drugs. Like, you go to the club, or you can have 3-4 drinks, whatever, and you go home, you wake up the next morning, go on about your business. Simple. And I'm a church kid, so I didn't start drinking until like 24, 25, like late in the game. I had started working for, I just bring me back, but I started working for Gallo Wine Company doing sales before insurance. And so, they would have us do samples and stuff at work and stuff. So that's how I started drinking. But I was fine. It was like a normal person. Once I started doing the drugs, I don't know if anybody out there's ever done like cocaine or meth or any of the hard drugs, pills. And I overuse them. So it's one thing to use them,
Which
but
ones
I abused them.
Which ones did you try, if you don't mind me
So I started off with cocaine.
Okay.
And some people could, play with it at a party, wake up the next morning, don't do it for 2, 3, 4 weeks. Well, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh. And and so now you waking up the next morning and you're so tired, but I got to be at work for 15 hours. Because during that time, my schedule was Friday through Sunday, double. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 15 hours Friday, 15 hours Saturday, about 12 hours on Sunday. When I started bartending full time, them long hours, I think I just had a little bit of anxiety with customers. Always asking for stuff. Can I have? And then Monday I was off, Monday through Thursday. So I knew I had to get up after partying. So I called it my wake me up. I need my wake me up. So I called the dope man. And he would come by, bring it to me. I got, whenever I wanted it, they came to me like I was Whitney.
Jeez.
They came straight to me. And so once you're high like that, though, what happens you know, you start having this high anxiety as well, high paranoia, and your heart start beating so fast when you're so high that you're like, oh my God, I need to balance myself. So the drink would balance me out to where I was high but felt normal. However, somebody may go to, you know, a bar and have one drink and they start feeling that drink. Well, now because you're also high on drugs, it takes you 7 drinks to feel that one drink. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So now your tolerance is going through the roof because you're always high. So then, you know, the cocaine started messing with my nose, and so I started taking it by mouth. And I stopped that. I would go to the bathroom every 30 minutes, every 40 minutes. You know, you'd be so paranoid. I thought y'all knew. I was like, I know they see me on this camera, but whatever. Like, it was bad. And so then somebody introduced me to Adderall, which you test your blood for it, comes up as synthetic meth. But that gives you the same type of high as cocaine. But it lasts longer. So now I'm taking about 3-4 of those pills a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. And now I'm just rocking and rolling. They never could say I wasn't doing my job. I could remember 20 orders at one time.
Jeez.
Yeah, but still the drinking was going through the roof because my tolerance is so high because I'm always high.
Okay.
And so that was the chemistry going on in my body. And so I could drink all day, 15, 17, 18 hours straight and still go out after my long shift, Candy.
Dang.
Still drinking.
That's crazy.
And be okay. Look, I'm talking to you just like this.
So I know at a certain point it started to become a serious problem because obviously Don Juan and I was talking and you know we wanted you to get clean.
Right.
And I know the drinking was what I knew more about.
Right.
I didn't know everything else that you
Right.
had going on. But, you know, how did you finally just stop?
So, mind you, during that time while we were working, I didn't know I had a problem. So I'm showing up to work on time. I'm working my entire shift. Come to work the next day, and the next day. Nobody ever had a problem with, you know, the way I work. So I thought I was good. I thought I was just a party animal.
I'm back, and I just don't want to have you feel neglected again. You don't have to hide anything, and I see it anyway.
COVID happened, and I call it bittersweet because COVID stopped me in my tracks, and we were quarantined, and I'm locked in the house by myself. I was going through a very difficult time, so Torrin definitely was pushed away. I don't think he walked away from me. I'm by myself. All I can do is be aware of myself, reflect on myself. And so now I'm at home, still drinking the same because the tolerance never left. Still doing the drugs. A gallon a day, literally, the big 1.75 liter of vodka per day. Now I'm not moving around. I'm not being social. I'm not, you know, around people. So now I'm like, it took, what I was already doing a whole lot, Candy. It probably doubled, maybe even tripled during the quarantine.
Damn.
Like, it got to the point, like, I don't want to be too graphic, but like throwing up blood twice a day.
No.
Yeah, I got like real thin, like thin. And it got to a point where I wouldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I mean, all this grew out. You know, I didn't cut it.
This was during the time he had stopped working with us for a minute.
Well, this is when we got shut down for COVID.
Well, but we was only shut down for like a month and a half, 2 months, right?
Yeah, but see, we got shut down in March.
Yeah. It was in May.
Those 2 months were like the worst 2 months of my life. And if you read up on like, you know, meth or Adderall, things like that, they create paranoia, like to no level. You have hallucinations, almost like a mild schizophrenia type thing. I was in the house. I thought people was in there with me. Yeah, it was really, really bad. Wasn't eating at all, but still drinking vodka all day long. Because my tolerance through the roof now.
Yeah.
And so it just became a big, giant mess. And so in May, 2 months later, that's when I said, I remember I talked to God for about 3-4 hours, and I was like, okay, something got to change, or, you know, the route I'm on, I'm going to die. Like, I thought I was about to be out of here. To be honest, I didn't know.
We was really worried about you.
It got to the point too where it was so dark. It was so dark. It was the darkest time of my life. Like, Kenny, I thought it was really over. I thought I was really through. And I know I laugh and talk, but, you know, I laugh through my pain. Because I've been through a whole lot, but, like, that was some of the darkest times in my life. I didn't know what to do. I didn't see myself where I'm at right now. I did not see this person at all, and like it was just so dark. It was so scary. And then nobody was picking up their phone because I was so crazy. My mama wasn't picking up the phone. My sisters, nobody. But Don Juan picked up the phone. And so, you know, I don't care what it was about. He will always have that special place in my heart because you ever seen the movie Castaway?
Yeah.
That's how it was for me. That's how it was. Hallucinating and seeing things, people knocking on the door, ain't nobody there. I mean, banging on the door. I'm hearing people run up and down it was really, really bad. Say no to drugs.
Yeah.
Please don't take it. I mean, it wasted so much time. It wasted years of my life, time that I cannot get back. Oh, it was so dark. And I remember, I called a friend. And she came to get me. She took me to the ER because I woke up that day. I said I'm not doing drugs no more, and I'm not drinking vodka no more. I'm not doing anything. And my body, I cannot explain the pain your body goes through with the withdrawals. It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad, and your mind is going crazy. You're hallucinating even more. It's the worst feeling in the world. And I had stopped cold turkey with no help. Body shaking, like Candy, it was my worst nightmare. But I said, if this is what it takes for me to get back to wherever I need to get, the grass is truly greener on the other side. It really is. I said, okay, take me to the ER. They took me to the ER. My anxiety was through the roof. Like 4 people came at me, or I thought they was coming at me. I started fighting the doctors and them. It was bad, and they had me on a gurney. They finally found me a room. And they just, took my, all my, everything was just through the roof. Blood pressure high, everything just through the roof. And so they gave me, something to calm down the withdrawal. So I was good for a whole week. I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs, nothing. And I just slept really for like 5 days straight. And finally, I woke up like the 7th day, and I started walking around, cleaning the house, feeling great, doing everything. And I get a call, my ex had passed. I was like, it's like, I'm like, God, why do you keep jabbing me? Like, what's going on? So I get the call that he passed. He had like the blood clot in your lung. And I found out, it wasn't even COVID. I don't know what it was. But, during that time it was so busy with COVID, they weren't able to give everybody ample attention they needed to get. So some people were just falling. Some people were just falling by the wayside. I look a mess. So, so he had passed. And so I went right to the store and got me some vodka.
Okay.
And have not touched a drug in 2 years, though. I did not go back on drugs. I said that was the worst thing ever for me. That was the worst thing. So now I'm back on vodka, though. So now I'm drinking probably double, compensating for the drugs not in my system anymore. It's like a domino effect. It really is. And so, mind you, my body now is getting used to not even doing drugs no more. It don't just leave your system like that. It takes time. Your chemical imbalance has got to get back together. So now I'm overcompensating with the vodka. So now I'm drinking again. Not
and then you talked about you lost your sister.
Yeah, oh my goodness, that was a whole nother thing. That was last year. Here we go.
What?
Nope. Just thinking about her, my sister.
Yeah.
And that's after I had went to rehab twice and all that. I was like, finally, I can breathe. And then I get the call, Brian, Charlie gone. I was like, Lord, like back to back. My dad had died too from cancer, all in the same time frame. So I'm just like, what? Can I get a breath of fresh air, please?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what is going on? And so I get the call that she herself in the head. And like, it's one thing to lose Charlotte because like we were like besties. We were so close. Like we act the same way.
You just lay in the bed and take your own life at 49.
And she always pushed me up. He said, "You're gonna be so great. You're so good." And she always pushed me to do great. I always saw something in me I didn't even see it myself. And she said, she was like, so I found out the news, and it's not so much that she had passed. If it was natural, it would have been like, okay, still sad, but the way she went, Candy, what was you going through those last few minutes to where you took a gun to your head You felt that bad that you wanted to get up out of here.
Well, a lot of us have been there at certain points in our life.
And I tell you, if you ever had a broken heart, that broke my heart to shreds. That she could not pick up the phone and call me. Or call anybody. I accepted it for what it is. You know, I'll see her again one day and I'm gonna whip her ass. But
well, she's your guardian angel right now.
Yeah.
My question is, so how did you find the strength to keep going after all of that?
God. Because I've always been one, even though I was going through what I'm going through, I've been in dark places before, obviously. I've always been the person that always look forward. I always believe the grass gets better, the grass gets greener. I always say that. I always feel like it gets better, and I feel like if something don't, kill you, it only makes you stronger. And so, you are your testimony. And I just feel like, it makes me fight harder. And so I'm just a fighter. Going through all that, even before that, and years ago, I never wanted to kill myself. That's what really messed with me with my sister. I never wanted to kill myself. However, the road I was on, I knew it was about to take me up out of here. I had no control. Right. And so for me, rehabilitation means being restored to oneself. I think I told you that I still drink wine, but that's it. But I'm back to normal now. It took.
Praise the Lord, because we was definitely worried about you.
Because everybody kept saying it's the drink. I'm like, y'all, it was the drugs. I know. Let me tell my story. It was the drugs. Like, baby, the drugs almost took me up out of here. I will never, and I know they say never say never, but in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I will never touch that stuff again. And I know we going up, we getting famous and stuff, and I know it's gonna be at parties. I mean, real talk, it's gonna be at parties. It's gonna be around, and not our party. I'm just saying, just out and about. It's the industry.
You know what? A friend of mine told me once, because obviously I've been in the entertainment business a long time, and I was talking to one of my friends. I was like, when did everybody start doing drugs all of a sudden? And he said to me, they've been doing it. They just don't do it around you.
Right.
And so I think people, when they feel comfortable around you or they think that you are with it, then they'll do it around you.
Right.
But you just got to stay strong and keep letting them know that's not your thing.
I mean, when I see that, I see, how they have the poison and the X sign?
Yeah.
When I see it, I'd be like, even, I got a big heart. I try to help people. I've had a lot of people stay with me. And I learned I can't have no more roommates. I stopped all that. That's coming over. I mean, I had people come on over, staying with me for, I need a week, I need 2 weeks, whatever. And they bringing in coke and bringing all kind of stuff. And I stood my ground, but I was like, you got to get up out of here.
Right.
You can go because, my life means too much for me. Mind you, it's bittersweet. Even though my sister did what she did, her passing strengthened me and my yearning to live. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That really woke me up. And so now you see me 2 years later and
check you out now. Now you tugging and pulling on Bravo. I don't think
Let the party begin.
Listen, you are a whole movie, honey. You are not just a TV show. You are a whole walking movie. I cannot wait for people to see more of you singing, doing your comedy.
Yeah.
Because I said, child, he is a comedian. He just ain't let other people know yet. You are a comedian, honey.
I'm just so thankful to you. Y'all, let's give Candy a hand. Because people don't have to be kind to you. People don't have to give you a start. I'm about to get emotional again. I just really thank God for you.
Aww.
I really
love
do.
You, Brian.
I really do, because people get it twisted, but this is the class act. What you see is what you get.
Thank you, Brian.
And she don't have to be as kind as she don't have to. She Candy.
I
mean, what I'm saying, you don't have to. And, this show took work.
Yeah. We had to hang in there to make this happen.
Definitely. And so,
it's all blessing.
One day I would stop crying, and it's crazy, I grew up, I never was a crier.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
I was not a crier at all. I was very stoic.
But it's okay because, like you said earlier, it's a lot of people that's gonna watch this and they're gonna, relate to your story, and somebody might be in the thick of it and may need to hear what you dealt with so that they can get
better.
Through it.
It gets better. Hang on in there.
Yeah.
Like they say in church, hang on in there.
Yeah.
Hold to God's unchanging hand. When I tell you these songs rung clear to me ever. So true. Yeah. Like, for real. Like, I can't nobody tell me ain't no God. Yeah. I know I'm not all I need to be. But I sure ain't where I used to be.
Yes. So what do you think was your funniest moment? We're going to stop the tears. Okay, what was your funniest moment in taping? They may not have seen it yet. It could be something they seen or they haven't seen it.
Funniest moment, I would have to say the wig funeral.
The wig funeral?
Yeah, so
I wasn't there. Oh, they Lord. I can't wait to see it.
You know, the black wig I was wearing in there, the toupee, to introduce it to you, that one was, I kept, because I'm like, I know we filming this stuff. So I didn't know you can't take up a black wig and try to make it blind or nothing. So if you notice in some of the episodes, it starts to look real thin, it starts to look grayish and bluish. Cause I was sitting it in the dye, folding it up in foil, and then washing it. I boiled it a couple times for real.
You boiled the wig?
Yeah, that thing was about $300-$400. I was like, this wig got to go up. And it never did. And so when we have the funeral, it was on his last leg.
So, and speaking of, what made you get the toupee? Because at first, back in the day, you used to just wear a low haircut when it was blonde.
And it was blonde.
And that was like your signature.
Right. Nature happened, and my hair started thinning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, but they said some people said it was because I was bleaching it so much too.
Oh, okay.
But it's not a bad thing, but enough for me to see. Hello. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh no, we didn't do that. But I was like, well, I started seeing this on like YouTube and stuff, the little thing. I said, well, I don't have to lose my hair forever. And then I started, my mind get to running and it's over with. I'm like, I can have this, that, I can have dreads tomorrow. I can have this.
Yeah.
So I started having fun with that. And so it just kind of birthed itself.
Okay.
And to this.
Okay. Well, let me find out.
It don't come off.
Okay. Almost giving me Candy first season, my first season of Housewives.
Oh, the red.
You need to flip.
Yeah, with the Captain.
Okay, so now you have this platform. Uh-huh. What else do you see for yourself?
I see Saturday Night Live. I just want to host though.
Okay.
I do. This is me speaking stuff. I'm
speaking into existence, honey. I believe in speaking what you want.
This is what I have dreamed of. Saturday Night Live hosting. My own talk show.
Okay.
Comedy movies. You know, feel good movies, comedy movies, inspiration. Definitely music. I got to get back to my singing like I used to. I got to find some video because I used to travel and sing. I was lead singer for 2-3 gospel groups.
Okay, give us a little note.
Like what? After all that crying?
Just a little line.
Oh, say, can you see?
Okay.
Oh, my own comedy special on Netflix.
Okay, we're going to speak it.
We're going to speak it.
We're going to work towards us. We're not just going to speak it. We're going to put action behind it. We got to put a plan
together. Soul
Rolls
coming. Huh? Soul Rolls are coming.
Oh, the Soul Rolls.
Soul Rolls, the original Soul Roll.
Well, Brian, it has been a pleasure talking to you. I mean, I love talking to you all the time anyway, but this is, it's been great to share it with the world today. Yeah. Anything else you want to tell the people?
Yes, tune in every Sunday on Bravo at 9/8 Central. Yeah. Candy and the Gang.
Okay, you got to follow Brian on all social media. The Brian Show.
The Brian Show, but it's THABRIAN Show.
Well, that is it with Brian, and I hope that you continue to watch, like he said, Candy and the Gang every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Mm-hmm. And until next time, thank you for watching. Speak on it. Hey!